Next on the requests that we have coming in tonight is from Tahir Mullins from YouTube. And Tahir would like to hear a little bit about Ceddanne Rafaela. Ceddanne is 22 years old. He's with the AAA affiliate with the Boston Red Sox. He is 5'8", 152 pounds, and we have a little bit more meat on this guy. We got a little bit more to talk about here. Ross, would you like to break it down a little bit on Ceddanne?
Yeah, absolutely. Ceddanne Rafaela came into the league in 2018. So we're talking about a pretty long history here
Yep.
with the Boston Red Sox. He's known for his defensive capabilities. And this year, the offense started peeking around a little bit, which I think is where a lot of the interest in Ceddanne is coming from. In 2018, he started with the DSL level. He hit 271, and we're talking about a 17-year-old, still pretty young, with a 326 OBP and a 379 slugging percentage, not showing a whole lot at this point. 2019, we're looking at a lot more of the same, but this time we're at the rookie level, Gulf Coast League. There he hit 248 with a 330 OBP and a 425 slugging percentage, just 176 plate appearances. And he was briefly promoted to low A, where he didn't perform much, brought down his numbers a little bit more, even at that level. After the COVID break in 2021, Ceddanne at single A now in 432 plate appearances. So now we're getting a pretty good chunk of sample here that we can really dig into. Still not quite showing his offensive capabilities to the full extent yet. He did hit 9 triples and 10 home runs, though. That's an improvement, showing a little bit more power, and stole 23 bases. Overall in the season, he hit 251 with a 305 OBP and a 424 slugging percentage. Now, this year is where the big breakout really started happening, and this is in high A and then in double A. Most of his season coming at double A this year. And overall in the season, he hit 299 with a 342 OBP and a 539 slugging percentage, a new career high in home runs with 21, and he stole 28 bases. So that's Ceddanne Rafaela, Boston Red Sox prospect. He's high rising. He's moving up their boards quite a bit. What do you think, Brian?
Well, he's like you just said, he's a riser. He's rising up all kinds of lists. He is topping out at number 3 on MLB.com's prospect list for the Red Sox right now. So that's already pretty big. Once again, there's some trigger words in here: quick right-handed swing, deceptive strength. There's some things to really like in here, and he's progressing the way that you want to see it. Nothing was really off the charts, nothing really pops out, and then all of a sudden in his 22-year-old season, in equivalent age levels, he starts showing the pop. Good speed and decent power. Little body, that's okay.
I think the good is the counting stats, the potential counting numbers. And I think as fantasy, most of us being fantasy oriented people, we get a little drawn in by those counting stats. The rest of the numbers are pretty questionable. The WRC plus projection he's got is pretty low. Granted, if we have a true breakout this last season, you could forget some of those weaker earlier seasons. But if some of that was driven by luck and we're going to see some regression back towards that, like that's not going to be enough to cut the mustard as a professional. You got to be grinding every single day. So being able to hit some home runs and be able to steal some bases is great, but you got to be able to do something notable every single day. And that's where the concern is with him. Even this year, coming into 2022, he only walked in 5% of his plate appearances. That's really low. So he's going to have to do something there to beef up his on base capabilities. I think his strikeout rate isn't insanely high. It's okay. It's in a decent area, but without the walks, like, you know, a bunch of weak contact isn't going to do it. Scout the Stat Line has an ETA on Ceddanne Rafaela of 2024, which would put him at 23 years old. He's currently 22. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty aggressive. That's realistic. Now he's got to show that he can hit enough to stick in the lineup. And I think they got another outfield cog.
Yeah, we're going to see half a season of Double A, and then maybe if he shows out, half a season of Triple A.
Yeah.
That could be a really exciting season at 23 years old.
Yep. So I'm not buying right now because I think the value is higher than what I'm seeing in the numbers. But there's certainly more breakout potential still here. I don't think we've seen the end of it just in this last season. So there's promise with that.
Yep.
And with the defense, he'll probably get an opportunity.
Yep. I like it.